This is the next installment of my 100 Days of Happy, and today is a big day for a lot of people I know. A lot of people are starting another day of high school. A lot of people are starting a day of college, or their first day of college, or their first day of high school, or their first day of their senior year, junior year, or sophomore year of high school, and also college. I know a few people that are starting middle school today, and I also know a lot of teachers and professors that are starting a new day today, which is fantastic. Sorry, I had to look at my makeup. I just did it. I'm about to head off to my next class. So for all those people that are starting a brand new adventure today, I hope today is absolutely fantastic and has happiness for you. I know that there's good things and bad things when it comes to starting off something big and new, especially when it's a long road to finish, but at the same time it will go by very quickly. I can be a testimony to that to an extent. I would like to give advice, but it's hard for me to give advice because not everybody's the same, and not everybody is going to have the same experience that I did when I finished high school, which I recently just did a few months ago. Especially for those people that are starting their senior year today. To me, I feel you should just, you need to be productive. You need to try to be successful. So, don't slack off on your studies and let senioritis take over when it comes to studying for that test and finishing that assignment. But at the same time, I do feel that you need to enjoy it. You need to just, if there's drama, flake it off. If especially if you don't want to deal with it and the people you're around want to deal with it, you don't need those people in your life. You don't. And the world after high school is different. The world in college is different for those of you that are just now starting college. I've been in college for like almost 2 weeks now, so I'm just like, whatevs, but no, I'm just kidding. It's still very new to me as well, but it is definitely an experience. But my senior year, to be honest, I had an okay senior year. I don't feel it was perfect. I don't feel it was a senior year that I wanted. But at the same time, I just tried to make the most of it. And there was a lot of good perks. As a whole, it probably wasn't that great of a senior year. But when it came to those few days and events that happened, it was definitely, it made it memorable. And it made it not horrible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people were involved in those days. And so they know what I'm talking about when they watch this video. But as I was saying, I hope today is fantastic for you. And I hope some kind of positive, happy things happens. I'd love to give more advice, but I'm only going to give it if people ask. From my experience from my first day of college, which was one of the hardest days that I've had since I've been here, which is very ironic. I don't know if it might not have been the hardest or worst day, but it was one of the hardest / worst days, which is kind of sad. But don't get me wrong, I love ORU, and it wasn't an ORU thing. It was all stuff that had to do with me, and that made the day hard and made these other days hard that I've been having. But I've prayed about it. I put it in God's hands, and that's another aspect I wanted to tell people is put things in God's hands. I think that you need to just pray about everything. Just pray about everything, even if you don't think it's that big of a deal. But especially those things that you just cannot seem to handle on your own, or you feel helpless about, especially when somebody around you can't help you, whether it's your family or a teacher or even your best friend, whatever. You need to pray, and you need to put it in God's hands. And you need to contemplate it for a while, which is a lot that I've had to do. I've had to do so much contemplation when it came to the big decisions that I've made within the last few weeks, last several days. And I was up for hours praying about it. There was one night I was up for hours praying about it, and that's not a bad thing. If anything, that's a good thing, because the more you talk to God, the more he'll understand what you're going through and how much help you truly need. So I'm making very terrible blogger mistakes by messing with my hair and stuff, but I am not that experienced. But anyway, make today fantastic. Make this year fantastic. And remember to thank God for getting you to this point, and for just, I can't imagine a day without praying. I guess that's why it's so hard for me to figure out exactly what to say, because it's such a big aspect in my life. But make it awesome. Don't do anything you'd regret. At the same time, don't do everything that you necessarily want to do, just because everything you want to do might not necessarily be a good thing. Make wise decisions, but make fun decisions, and don't care what people think. The only person that matters is what God thinks. And your parents do matter, some of your friends matter, but in all reality, it's how comfortable you are with yourself and what you're doing and what you think God would want you to do. And you just need to remember that a lot. That's something that I had to remember a lot when it came to my senior year. I had to live by just praying every day. I was going to look something up on my computer for this video, but the Wi-Fi is down. Lovely. That's something I have to deal with a lot. But I was going to look up a Bible verse, but I have a Bible right here. Why don't I just use it? That's something I'm having to get used to. I'm sadly not a person that's used to reading the Bible every day, and that's something that I'm going to have to start doing for some of my classes. I'm taking a lot of religious classes. But make this year awesome. That's all I can, to put it in simplest terms. I wish I was more prepared. I'm very sorry that I'm not. I loved high school. It was hard. It got harder. Every year I felt it was harder. And not just class-wise. I mean, with everything. And, like I said, it wasn't ideal, but at the same time, I don't know if I would necessarily change anything, because I can't imagine it any different than how it went, It's impossible for me to do that. A lot of people can do that. I'm just not one of the people that can, Yeah. I was right. I didn't have to look it up. Anyway, the quote that I had to go by every day. I had to say it. There were some days I had to say it in my head over and over again, and it was completely crazy. But it's Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Him who gives me strength. This is the international. What's it called? Just go by that. I know it's backwards, but go by that. In that Bible, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. just make it awesome. Make today awesome. A lot of you, your day's already over with. Sorry, didn't get the video out soon enough. Just make it awesome. I'm sorry there was a lot of dead time in this video. I didn't mean for that to happen. I just wanted to be sure I gave you guys the right verse. And as I've said, sorry, I had a notification. As I've said multiple times, I hope your day has some kind of positivity and happiness. And remember, you're just a day closer to the future. So, just make it awesome. Thank you if you've been watching my videos. Thank you if you've been watching this video with how long it is and the stinking dead time there was. But I highly encourage you to watch this video as well as share it to, send it and share it to anybody that is also having a major day going on today. Because it's super exciting and it is part of your life. It's you know, it's a big day, you know. So, thanks again and God bless.